Okay. We should be getting going. Looks like... Yeah, looks like we're going. Okay. Got the volume down low. Good. Should probably link them. Yeah, I should probably link them real quick. I need a better way to do this, but I don't have a better way. Oh, that's annoying. To actually make me do it this way, that's stupid. Okay, there we go. Let's just link everybody to this. Get this scored up. Alright. We can minimize Discord now. What else? I could link them in my Facebook group, but I think I'm not going to bother because the majority of them are in Discord anyway. Let's see. Is there anything else? Chat. I need the chat. Pop up chat. There we go. Get this back there. Let's move this down. Hate that I didn't set all this up beforehand, but what are you going to do? Chrome, live chat pop on this. Cool. That should be fine. I think that's about my setup from a while ago when I was doing this. Alright, everything should be in order now. I just got to move windows around. I can minimize the stream itself. I think that was the one window I could do. Yeah, that was the one window that I can move away. Move this over here. Get this in focus. Double check this. And then we can get started on the card image of the stream. Yeah. Alright. I think we'll just get started now. We'll see if anybody joins in. If not, it's just another video for YouTube. No big deal. Okay, so the card image this time around is going to be another somewhat classic card that has been remade over and over again for each version of the game. And will now be joining, hopefully, the last, or the true variant of TerraZone. The Eye of the Storm. Haha, very funny punny card. Okay, and another fun fact is this card is going to be featured in one of the upcoming character kits that I'll be releasing before or just after, like, the first chapter that I do for my for the Webtoons comic. Under pretty much the same name. This card is actually in the other one than the previous two that I was working on. So there's two character kits, and this one is in the other one. The first two that I worked on were part of one of them, and this one's in the beginning of the other one. I don't know how I keep messing up that, but whatever. Let's check my chat real quick to make sure it's working. Oh, right, I popped it out. I forgot. So I won't be able to check that. Except I'll just have to type it in the chat here. Check OBS to see if it says it. Yeah, okay, it's hopefully I'll be able to see any comments that come up. Alright, so I guess we'll just get started on this. I'm going to do my old trick, and it's not really my trick, but it's a trick I picked up from a friend, on turning the image completely black and white to get rid of all your pencil lines. Instead of going in there and tediously erasing every single pencil line there and your line work not being as good. So I have to do this in a certain order. I'm still learning this order, so that it doesn't like lower the quality too much. Let's see. What was it again? I think I have to bitmap first. First and foremost, we bitmap. Say OK to this. Now it's just black and white. There's a few little weird spots here and there, but we can fix that simply with this. And then, let's see where this too. Computer's lagging. Ugh. Come on, computer, wake up. What is going on? Stop doing this. Got a show to go on with. This is one may look at this and be like, wow, that's it to this illustration, but no, a majority of this image is going to be filled up with brushes because it's the eye of the storm, and with line work, it's not. I mean, some people can make it work. I don't think I can, or every time I've attempted it in the past, it didn't come out very good. So I'm just going to handle the storm aspect of this card with brushes. That'll also vary up the images somewhat, because I am the same person drawing all of these images, except for one case where I had a guest artist draw for the game. So there's only one image that I actually didn't create so far in the game, and the rest of them I did. So I try to vary it up whenever possible between like 3, 4-ish different kinds of looks. But yeah, you can only do so much when you're by yourself and you're the only one working on your team, pretty much. At least in the art department. Let's just fill up. It's supposed to be black, so let's just fill up this sky. Let's just fill all this up. Okay. It should still be having the reference, yeah. So, like the other two cards that I worked on, there were old versions of it. And I have the old version right there, down by the bottom of the screen. That was, I think, created in 2011. And it's now currently 2018, so that just gives you an idea of how long I've been working on this franchise and reinventing it, taking years off, coming back to it, and hopefully I'm back to it for good, because I've made the most. Obviously it looks at its best now than it did, of course, years ago, because I had some art training, 3 years of art training. And I'm like, well, I went through 3 years of art training, I should probably do something with it. And this is just the only answer, at least as of now, in terms of what to do with it. Alright, so I've done the bitmap. I think I've cleared up most of things that I had to here. Let's go to, I think I go to grayscale next. That lets me edit it and all that stuff. The quality still hasn't been messed with yet. Okay, it needs to also go down and shrink down to its card size. So we go image size, we're not constraining proportions, and the resolution. I think I keep it at 300. It's 2.437, 3.437. Now it's at its card size. And okay. Only when you close up, when you get close up does it look somewhat blurry, but you're not looking at it this close up normally. Okay. I don't think the quality got messed with, so we're good to go. This happened on one card of mine earlier with this new method. One of them, the line work got all messed up. So there's like white and gray blotches in it and stuff, and yeah, it kind of sucks. But I can fix it later on. Right now I kind of just want to move forward, because I have to get the character kits done. And once I get the character kits done, I can start the actual series soon. And hopefully we'll get more people interested in TerraZone, because with the streams alone, it's probably, yeah, it's not enough. It's definitely not enough. It's definitely not enough just doing streams, especially when you're not playing a video game that like everybody knows of already. So that immediately gets attention, but when you're doing something completely new and original, it's a lot harder to get attention, get people who care. So you just have to keep going, though, and eventually it can happen. Go to conventions and whatnot. I might be going to a convention maybe next month. If I do, I'll explain it in a future stream or something, in case anyone is in the area and wants to check out TerraZone in person. Maybe I'll print some cards out, or try to print some cards out, and be like, hey, you know, if you want to play the game in person, check me out at this convention. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There's some plans up ahead. All right, so what should I do first? Because there's a, yeah, it's kind of okay. What we'll do is make that a layer. Call it line. We're going to copy this layer. This line will copy, aka the flats layer. And on the top layer, we're going to make it multiply instead of normal. That will let me basically fill in real quickly with a paint bucket the flat colors. Of course, right now that won't work because there's this opening here. And the reason there's this opening here is because the eyeball is coming out of clouds, pretty much. So the clouds are going to go like this, sort of, and then they're going to pretty much cover the entire image. We're pretty much kind of close up on the whole storm here. Maybe down here there'll be a bit of sky. Not that part. I'll basically just wing it. I'll wing it and see what I feel like doing with that. Right. So I guess we'll start by messing around with some clouds. And that's going to be the layer above the line layer. This will be the clouds. Or at least the, what's a good way? Overlapping clouds. The overlap clouds. Okay. So we're going to take out the brush. And I'll go through my brushes here. And then we could do Clouder or Cloudomatic. Those both work. I did Cloudomatic a couple times already. It's more like a smoky type thing, so let's try Clouder. That's pretty big. Okay. Get the Wacomb and the Wacomb pen out, see what this roughly looks like just by throwing it in. Let's get some gray, something like that. Maybe more in the blue, because Eye of the Storm is more of a blue color. Not like this really matters, but I may as well just be in the blue family. Okay. Yeah, that works better as a storm cloud type deal. Okay, so we'll just kind of throw it on here and there. So I wanted to like this, and then we'll close with closer to it and just sort of very carefully do that. not cover that outline too much. This may or may not be a shorter stream because this image is probably not going to be as involved as the other two, depending. But we'll see. I might do a second stream today just to make up for my not doing anything with my channel for about a week issue. So I've been fumbling around. I've been story planning with my brother here and there, and I've just been seeing people and doing stuff. Also been trying to get some sort of a job, but hasn't been successful. There's a lot of things just telling me no. And that's part of the reason I kind of just decided I'm just going to try to do this. Something like this. Let's just make it so that, yeah, I forgot I can use the eraser to try it. The only problem is that happens, so let's just go back a few steps. Yeah, let's go back to this step. Eraser out and just take this out. That's not far away. Far away you can't really tell, so that's fine. Okay, so now we got the overlap clouds. This is the clouds that basically are in front of the eyeball. And everywhere else, I can put on a layer below the flats layer. And it should look alright. Okay. And once all the cloud layers are in, I can fill up this gap because it'll be underneath the cloud. And then I can fill the flat in and then do the renderings for that. Most renderings are probably going to be within the eye itself. Or rather the iris. Alright, so we got some more clouds to do here. Let's get this back up. This is all going to go behind both the eyeball layer, both the eyeball layers, and also the overlapping cloud layer. So let's get some more gray here. Let's see. Oh, right. I knew I forgot to do something. I always do this. Gotta get rid of the whites. I don't know why, but I always forget to do that. That one I want to be white, so we'll leave that white. Okay. Looks like the quality's about the same. Maybe a bit different, but it might not be a huge problem. Let me do this now that I can see what I'm doing. Alright. So we'll do like a swirly type thing here. If this gets in here, that doesn't really matter because I'll be coloring over this in the flats layer. So we'll do like a swirly type thing because that's pretty much what Eye of the Storm has always sort of been. It's always been like it's always had the storm clouds circling around him, or it. This guy's more of a genderless thing, obviously, because it's just an eyeball, floating eyeball with clouds around it. Just get some clouds circling around him. At this point, we'll just have the clouds go all the way around. Because if we see sky, it'll be only a little bit of sky. Not enough of a reason to put like a tiny bit of sky down here, especially when some borders are going to be cutting it off. It's going to look stupid, so we're just going to do that. And we got some rough clouds right here. What I'm going to do is to get rid of any little transparency that's left over. We're going to have one more layer down here, and I'm just going to have this layer be a gray. Not that gray. A light one, lightish gray, just to fill up the, there we go, just to fill up any transparency that is left over below that. Okay, so now we're going to continue just kind of throwing some clouds in, some storm clouds. Try to stroke around in a circular pattern. The eye of the storm. Ha ha ha. So funny. So hilarious. So funny, dude. So funny. You're a funny guy. Me and my stupid puns back then, though. I made all these punny creatures back in the day, and I just kind of kept them because at least they're good ideas. At least I think they're good ideas. Alright. Now that we have it all filled in, we can go back later. For now, let's just get the flats done, because that gray is starting to bother me. Then go back to our pencil, which we use to color primarily the characters. Let's check on roughly what kind of color I had here. So it was like a light blue, like a sky blue, and his eye was like a teal, a greenish blue, sort of. Okay. I think that's still a good choice of colors for Eye of the Storm. So we'll go with a sky blue for his I guess the body of the eyeball, and we'll go with a tealish color for the iris. That should be good. That should be good. The flats. We're just gonna roughly throw this in here so that when we fill it, it should fill the eye. Oh, right. Another thing I forgot. Put it in RGB color. Don't merge layers. This is what happens when you don't do this consistently over and over and over again. You forget steps. Okay. There we go. Now we got the blue eyeball. Of course, the eyeball itself is actually within the socket. It's like one of those eyeball creatures where it's like a socket floating with an eyeball inside of it, sort of deal. It's usually how they handle eyeball creatures. Because otherwise it would just literally be an eyeball. And that'd be it. Alright, so this color is okay. You could probably... you could see the blue here, but we can fix that. We could fix that. So that's not a big deal. Get a different blue. Let's try this one. Get closer, higher to sky blue. Something more like this. Maybe a bit darker. That's too dark. Let's go a little lighter. I just kind of throw color on until I like what I throw on. How close is this to the original? The original's lighter than this. It's more like this, I think. Yeah, it's a little closer to what we had back then. I mean, it's tricky. It's colored pencil versus digital painting, so it's a little different. But that's about what we want. Maybe a little lighter. Something more like that. Yeah, we'll go with this because the teal is going to be more pure greenish blue. Let's check on the Discord. Nothing going on here. Nope. Okay. Nice. That. Okay. Now let's get some sort. Oh, we gotta get some white to fill up the eyeball itself. So we'll go with a not so pure white, but close enough white. Maybe for this too. And well, no, that one should be whiter because it's a highlight. And after that, we want some sort of a tealish color. So let's get some green in there. Find greenish blue that's nice, that still can be printer friendly. Fortunately, there's not a whole lot of choices for that. So we'll go with this. That's cool. That's good enough, I think. Alright. Eye of the Storm now has its flats. I guess we can go back and start playing around with the clouds, or we can just get the renders out of the way. Let's just get the renders out of the way, because this is a pretty simple figure, if you could even call it a figure. Alright, so make a new layer for renders. Let's see here. Start with this color, get a slightly darker version of it. Get pencil tool back out, and then we'll just sort of... the wrong button. Key, rather. Not the option key. Or the caps lock. I always do that for some reason. Shift. Shift, sir. It's not quite roundish, but it doesn't have to be perfectly round because it is an organic shape. Just get this all covered up here. You're not going to be able to see this until I get the clouds covering it. Just play up the roundness just a bit more. Just a bit more around. There will be probably a bit here. Maybe there too. It doesn't look too bad. Alright, let's go back to the... Oh, no, right. Let's get this color and get a slightly darker version of that. Put a little red in it, too. Why not? It's not super noticeable far away, but it does add just a bit more to it. Just like this. I don't know if that makes sense. We'll just take this out, actually. The iris. So let's get this and then a darker version. I hate that my mouse does this sometimes. It's so annoying. Okay, how did I handle this before? I could pull up all seeing eyes real quick. Because I did something similar in this one. Okay, I just kind of... Alright, that's how I got that effect. So. That's with the lighter color, though. So this we want... more like this. And then, get this lighter color here. Go like that. I hate that it do that. It's just a different way of approaching the eye. It sort of works, I think. If I find a different way of going about this in the future, then I'll just do that. You don't get better at art unless you do it. If you have to screw up 1,000,000 times, I'm probably on like 1,500,000 at this point. I think that's alright. Actually, I don't know if this really works for him. Let's go a different way. Let's just go, that's bad. Something more like this. And then you could maybe put one more highlight-ish type thing up here. Just get a little extra coolness for it. And it gives it decent amount of extra interest in the eye. Okay. Let's save our changes so far before we go and mess with the clouds some more. Make sure I'm saving on the right thing. Yeah, I am good. Save. Okay. Things on the screen. This computer's kind of old. And I went through 3 years of art school, so it got even further dirtied. Alright, so we go back to the overlap clouds. We're going to go back to the brush. Let's get this gray color again. I'm going to get rid of the rest of the blue that we can see in there. So we really shouldn't be able to see that. It's going to look bad. So you should be completely overlapped by this section of the clouds. A little bit here, just a little bit there. Eye of the storm. get some lights and darks and all that fun stuff too in here. So like this. So obviously if it's just this one gray, it's not going to be as interesting. It's more or less what a storm cloud would be looking like. I don't want to copy reality. Oh, I just realized it's the wrong layer. I always do this. This is what happens when I don't do this in a row. This needs to be on the clouds layer. There we go. Don't need to copy reality so much, just have a general understanding of some stuff and practice. Practice, practice, practice. I'm not saying I have a perfect understanding, but you know what I'm getting at. Let's see. That's already looking better. Let's go back to the overlap clouds and mess with these a bit too. That's not looking that good. Let's go small here. Oh, again, why do you do that? It's too small. Again, it did that. Keeps putting it on the wrong layer. Stop doing that. Don't literally take me to whatever. Maybe it does need to be bigger still. Putting me on that layer. Ugh, it's this thing doing things I'm not telling it to do. Alright. Nah. Not looking too good still. Let's see. How big was this brush when I first put this in here? This is too small. Let's get darker grays in here now. No. Why does it do that? I don't understand why this does this. I don't know if it's an old computer and it's just going random and weird for no reason. Go smaller again. Oh no, that's too small. Bigger. That's not good either. Let's see here. Oh, not this layer. Wow, I'm goofing up a lot on this picture. Hello? Do it right, man. Come on. It's looking a little better now that I added the darks right here. Super dark. Ooh, yeah, now it's looking good. Now it's looking good. Yeah, it's looking more like I was projecting in my mind. Okay, need some more darks around it, though. Let's add more interest to this simple image. Simple but punny image. It's a swirling vortex. clouds everywhere. Just keep throwing in lots of lights and darks. Just to keep building on what's already here. I mean, it is storm clouds though, so I should probably be putting in more darker colors than light. Let's get some super dark areas. Make sure we're going in a more of a swirly vortex type deal. See that my battery's getting low already. I haven't really checked how long my stream's been going yet. I assume I'm on like about a half hour already, especially because I was farting around earlier trying to get everything going. Let's actually check that. Let's save first. Hard work. Let's get this charging because it's already down to 24%. I think OBS just drains the battery really fast. I'm not entirely sure. Because I remember taking it off the charge at like 95 about. And for some reason it's... does it tell me on OBS itself? It doesn't look like it. Okay. So let's... we'll have to check on the Chrome. Let's check on the Chrome then. Check on the Chrome. Interrupted. But it does say 42 minutes before I stopped here. Here we go. Okay, so we're at 40 minutes already. Let's see. We're getting to the end of Eye of the Storm. It's a fairly simple image compared to the other two. There's not as much... it's more painter stuff happening, and painterly stuff, painterly-ish, tends to come out faster than doing precise rendering stuff. I don't have any watchers. It's been quiet today. Oh well. At least the main thing is that I'm doing this to put videos on YouTube, and then if people just so happen to tune in while the live stream's going on, then cool. If not, not the end of the world. Just cover that. Oh, there we go, doing things I'm not telling it to do again. Stop doing stupid things. There we go. It's just... I'm going to probably zoom in a bit to darken up the area around the eye some more, just to help pop it out. Just to help pop it out some more. Yay, these awesome digital brushes that I got in school. They have really come in handy. Let's just cover this up, because that's terrible right there. It's really darken it at one spot. Darken right here too. Throw a bit of some medium in there just to add some light. Later. Needs more medium. Nope, needs more dark. It's a little better. That lag, though. Wow, the lag is bad today. Just make the corners all at their darkest. Here we go, you're doing things. Stop doing things that I'm not telling you to do. been particularly bad with that today. Okay, let's get closer. Tablet problems, there we go. Get this brush a little smaller. Well, actually, wait, we can't go too small, actually, because it will just make streaks. And that's going to be bad. So we're going to have to just do this sort of thing. Because this is where the clouds sort of, yeah. But we could just go to the overlap layer and connect it a bit more like so. Back to the other cloud layer and just do this. Go pinch darker for this section. It'll help pop that out some more. It's sort of like an indent in the cloud where the eye is. If you were looking at it straight on, it would probably look like that. What else? This looks stormy enough cloud-wise. Let's just get rid of this section right there. Get that, get that. It's looking pretty stormy. The last thing that I did. The last few things I did. There we go, that looks better. It's looking stormy. I could try to add some wind effects here too. Some like see-through wind-ish type deal here. Try that. What does airsoft look like? Some light gray. Let's see what. It doesn't look too bad. Like a wind layer. Maybe it's too light. Maybe darker. What does darker look like? Covers up the clouds a lot, so no problem with this. White? Oh, we could do white, maybe see-through. Get a little more, really lower the opacity a bit. That might look good. Depending. Come on. Lag, 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 lag. That's what happens with a old laptop. What does it look like when I... Then again, the wind is sort of going around in a circle. But it doesn't have to necessarily, I guess, because it could be this is the form of the creature and then it's blowing the wind forward. Let's lower the opacity some and see what it looks like. Yeah, it definitely needs to have a lower opacity, that's for sure. Something like 25. Nah, not that low, maybe like 30, 32, 35. It's looking a little more like a storm. Let's throw some more of this in here. Looks like wind's blowing. You can put some going this way too. Come on, lag. So that lag gets screwed me all up. Some of it going this way. Or does that look weird to have that? Makes it look a little more chaotic. But no, let's just stick to one direction. Excuse me. Stay up too late sometimes. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, I think. Let's play around the clouds just a bit more. Probably need some more darks. Make it a little more stormy. Go back to Clouder V, was it? Yeah, that one. So Clouder V is good. This Clouder V brush is good for the storm clouds, and Cloudomatic is good for smoke, I found, while playing around with it, because I've used both. And yeah, it's looking like this is good for the storm clouds. It might be going too crazy right now with this. I can step back and see before I start adding all those other extra. Yeah, that was lightening it up a little bit, I think, or darkening it. Be a little darker in some places, I guess. Starting to lose the cloudy look with the wind. Hold on. Yeah, you lose a bit of that swirly look if you put the wind on. Or should the wind be a thinner stroke? That might be the problem. Let's get rid of the wind layer. Go back to Airsoft. Just lower opacity some more. Or not opacity, lower the stroke. Make a new wind layer. Go up light. Try again. That's too bad. That was bad too. That was bad too. Doesn't have to be perfect. Lower the opacity down to even really low. What is that, 14 or something? That's actually a way to do rain, come to think of it. It looks almost like it's raining. Might go back to what we had before, and then add the rain with this. Come on, cancel already. I don't think I'm able to step back enough to... there we go. We can have this, and we'll also have the rain, so we'll make that like this bluish color. It's a storm after all. We'll use like Bruche, I guess. So, yeah. And just go really thin with it. So the wind's going like this, which means the rain's also sort of doing that too. here to make it look more stormy. So we need the rain and the winds. Alright, and then once I can find my mouse, we can get to rain. Knock it down to 42 is pretty good. It looks like rain. So it looks like we got some wind. So if we take that away, you can notice a bit of a difference. We got some rain. So that's a little bit. And rain. That's what it looks like when you take away the overlap clouds. Pretty weird. Rendering adds just a bit more to it. Flats, obviously. Clouds, obviously. And this leaves some transparencies. So that gray is there just to fill the transparencies up. And yeah. It's looking alright. Might just mess with the clouds just a bit more before calling it finished, I'd say. Yeah, it's cloud view. It's too light, but that is actually okay because it's closer to this side here. It's get darker. Sorry here. We do lose a bit of the vortexy look when we put the rain and the wind in, but at least it makes it look more like a storm. Like the storm is actually happening, so I might leave it this way. Despite kind of liking the way the vortex thing was looking, we sort of lost it by adding more of the clouds, so we're going to have the wind and the rain in here, because it is a storm. And without the wind and the rain, it doesn't quite look like a storm. So we'll just do it like this. Alright. We'll call that a finished card, I'd say. And we're going to make Eye of the Storm's actual card. So we're going to need a rank 3 base. Let's go to pack 1. It's a wind creature, so we'll just take Destiny Dragon because he's rank 3 and wind, so that's 2 less things we have to change. We just have to make sure we do not save over this file, because that's kind of a problem if we do. It'll be harder to re-edit Destiny Dragon if I ever have to, which hopefully I never do. Get rid of this. Skill changes, but I have the list of all the skills of all the new cards. I prepared that the day before, so I don't have to make it up on the spot like I did with the other two. Even though that's not a huge problem, because you have to play test it anyway, just to see if it works, if it's too broken or too weak. Okay, so we'll go to Destiny Dragon. The name. If this computer would stop lagging, go Eye of the Storm. And it's not yellow, it's black. It's not a holo rare or anything of the sort. And in addition to that, we take away. Take away the bevel. Take away the glows. And I believe we just have a stroke. A white stroke that's 4? That looks about right. Maybe it's 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, it's 3. Come on. This thing's just lagging like crazy. Okay, so Eye of the Storm. It's in here somewhere. Alright, yeah. ECK006. Its stats are 8/6. The first 8/6 creature in the game. Okay. Skill is MP1. When this creature attacks, send one creature supporting you to the top of the owner's deck to send one creature supporting your opponent to the top of the owner's deck. Right, so you minus yourself 1 to minus your opponent 1. You also top deck a card on yourself too, so that slows you down as well, so it's fair. So let's win this creature attacks. So one creature supporting this creature to the top of the owner's deck to send one creature supporting your opponent's fighting creature to the top of the owner's deck. I hate when it does that. There's one stupid word down there. This creature attacks, send one creature supporting you to the top of the owner's deck to send one creature supporting your opponents to the top of the owner's deck. Since when this creature attacks, send one creature supporting this creature to the top of the owner's deck to send one creature supporting your opponent's fighting creature to the top of the owner's deck. Alright. Let's see here. It's a... Copyright's different. This is a 2018 card. I'm pretty sure All Seeing Eyes and Midnight and Silent Midnight are that way, but we're going to have to check just to make sure if I started doing 2018 on those or not. All Seeing Eyes says 2018. Let's just make sure Silent Midnight does too. Yep, they're both 2018. Okay, so we will make them 2000. We will make this 2018 as well. And on top of that, Eye of the Storm's code number is ECK006, so that has to change this as well. I believe it's ECK006. Wow. ECK006. It's not a hollow rare, so it doesn't have the gold star, so we have to go to my templates and put a white star there. Or we can make it a gray star. Let's make it a gray star. Just that there's a rare in here. Everything else is common. Templates. Back when it was called Clash, I have to fix that. Call it TerraZone R star, rare star. What about the gold star? Go. Get rid of the gold star. Some calls, and this is the answer. Is obviously not its flavor text. To think of one on the spot. Let's see. Let's see. In the center of the storm, it is at its calmest. The center is known to be calm. Not in this case. Okay. I think that's everything except for the picture now. I'll be reading over it once I put this card in. Once I put the image in. So I'm going to check to make sure this works for the... Yeah, I'd say it does. It works for the layout. Okay. Let's see here. Before we close this out, because we haven't had much attention and I finished the card, we have Eye of the Storm, 863. That's all correct. At the center, it is known to be calm, but not in this case. That works enough. Wind creature, skill, MP1. When this creature attacks, send one creature supporting this creature to the top of the owner's deck to send one creature supporting your opponent's fighting creature to the top of the owner's deck. Okay. It's a pretty good card, I'd say. That's why it's rare. It just has a lower defense than most rank 3s. Most rank 3s have 7 or 8 defense. So this one makes up for it for a cheaper skill and a fairly good one at that. We have Eye of the Storm, I think. We've got it. It's one card done for the ECK. That is a hint as to who the other character kit is for anyone who's reading, or was reading the How to Play or Veteran Readers or whatever. So I almost goofed that up. We have to save as Eye of the Storm. It's PSD. Yes, we want the PSD. It's not TerraZone Pack 1. It's in the main folder for now. It has to be moved over to a character kit folder soon. Eye of the Storm.psd, Photoshop, save. And then finally, we'll save the JPEG out under the same name. .jpg. PSD, JPEG, save. Done. Alright, that's one card down. One card down. I might do another one later today just to continue moving along and to make up for the lack of videos on this channel over the past week. There hasn't been much activity, and I just finished Eye of the Storm, so I'm probably going to cut it off here before this gets much longer. And I may do another stream later today, doing another card that will probably be in the same character kit. But for now, stay tuned for more TerraZone content.